How does one get that big old buck to keep coming back to the same spot over and over until you're eventually sitting in your tree stand and he comes by in the daylight? How does one get a big old mommy doe to not only run into the area just to check something out, but to feel so comfortable in that area that she is not on alert even with her 2 babies around? And how do you make a family affair out of 3 deer all hitting the same little stick just to sniff it, lick it, and to try to understand who's been here and who's going to be here next? We've talked about scrapes and how they communicate to deer different things, and I think a lot of people these days are trying out mock scrapes. But I'm talking about a little bit more. I'm talking about communicating with scent, and not just what you find on the counter at Walmart, an all-in-one scent. I'm talking 2 to 3 different products to represent every gland that a deer has. I'm talking scent-proofing your cameras to go over these sites, and we're going to talk about a little bit of the behavior that we see in some videos today. What's up, guys? Shield Outdoors, another episode. We are in the blind today because the wind was not right for any of our hunting spots. But that's good because I'm a cameraman today and I'm editing video, and we're gonna go ahead and film this real quick so I can get this uploaded today. We are gonna talk about licking branches. And I'm not talking about just the ones like above a mock scrape. Those are very important. However, today we're gonna talk about literally sticking a piece of wood in the ground and making deer think that that has always been there and that deer are hitting it regularly. Deer just walking around and they find a stick in the ground, and all of a sudden every deer in those woods rub their face on it, they lick it, they leave their scent on there, their preorbital little gland up by their eye, and deer might make a scrape right close to it because they know does are hitting it. So we're going to talk about that today. I made one of these back in late September, so almost 3 weeks ago, and you can watch that video right now.
I'm going to drive this into the ground, then I'm going to take it back out. Then I'm going to put this stick down in this hole. I'll spray off where I touched it. This is no scent, or scent killer I should say, made by Texas Raised Hunting Products. I'm going to spray just a little bit of Scrape King on the ground. This is the breeding buck preorbital. This is what comes out on their eyes. Look at this. And then even further than that, we're going to take the Curiosity scent. I'm going to spray the Curiosity scent all over the place. And I used the stake from one of the stakes that we were supposed to use to hold our blind down. I used that to create the hole that I shoved the stick into. It's a pretty strong stick, so unless a buck really goes ham on it, I think it'll be fine. And I think we'll switch this camera to video.
And then after I made that video, I went back about 5 days later and freshened it back up. Here's that clip.
All right, here's the stick I stuck in the ground. Again, with the breeding buck preorbital, I'm gonna put it around the top. It's kind of to replicate like a licking branch or like a stick that a buck might come by and rub his face on. So I've already sprayed some breeding buck preorbital on the top. And then since this isn't really a spot where they'll make a big scrape, I didn't put any Scrape King out, but I am gonna use some of the Curiosity scent around the bottom of the stick, just to pique their interest. And we'll let you know if anything hit this spot.
So of course, what we're really looking for here is to make does want to frequent this. Does will hit these little licking sticks and these little licking branches often. They will come through and really hit them hard in mid-October during bow season in most places, primarily before the rut. And then big bucks will start checking this after they see a lot of little bucks hitting it. And it's not just full-grown does that are about to go into heat that are going to hit these. You can see in a lot of these videos, mommies and their babies are coming in and they're checking this stick out and licking on it for 3, 4, 5 minutes before they even leave. I could show you videos all day of these deer playing around with this stick. But let's get on to the behaviors that we want to focus on. So we have these little bucks, and this is an important video. This little buck walks by, and then I'll cut real quick, and you'll see him come back, most likely from downwind. a lot of bucks will make a J hook before they come into a licking branch or a mock scrape to catch the wind. So this little buck comes in and he's licking all over it, doing his thing, and of course I'm not going to kill this deer. This deer definitely has some more years to live. However, looking more towards behaviors for does, here's a doe, and the video is terrible, the lens must have been wet. This doe walks by, right? She checks the stick a little bit, but keeps moving, almost like she's worried about something. And then, did you catch that? I'm gonna zoom in, but it's hard to see. Tell me that's not a buck running, chasing the doe. And we're in mid-October. Here's another little buck, and he's gonna hit on this sucker. He hits on it for quite a little bit, and this is right in the morning time. He comes back that night, and he hits it a little bit, licks on it, sniffs on it, enjoying his little time, and then it's almost like he sees something that makes him a little nervous. And he goes ahead and he turns around and he leaves, and as he exits out the right side of the camera, what pops in on the left side? A decent buck. Not a shooter buck, probably a young 3 or an old 2, but definitely a nicer buck. These deer are starting to push each other around. Alright guys, take this, learn from it, do it yourself. There's only so much you can learn from a YouTube channel, and I'm telling you guys, watch your cameras, learn the behavior of a deer. Like I said, I always use Texas Race hunting products because it's individual scents that are very specific. The breeding buck preorbital, which is their gland on their eye, that's when they're rubbing their face on stuff, that's what the deer we're licking on today. He's got Scrape King, obviously, for scrapes. He's got the buck urine tarsal, which is where the buck actually pees down his legs and it pulls the scent out of those glands on their legs. That's when, if you ever killed a buck and they stink terribly on their back legs, that's that smell. His scents are specific and they're genuine and they're real. They're not manufactured with chemicals. They are legit scents. So do it. Try it for yourself. Put a fake licking stick out there. I don't care if it's already the rut. I don't care if it's November. I don't care if it's December. The deer will start hitting this, and they'll hit these year round. Try it for yourself. Let me know how you do. Thanks for watching. Check out this buck that we got on camera though. Make sure you stick around, make sure you're subscribed so you can see where we got this buck on camera and how we plan to kill him this year. Stay tuned, subscribe, and maybe we'll get to kill this buck on video.